Hi, it's wonderful that you are here. I got this question on YouTube and I need to answer it. So, great video as always. You mentioned that you also practice surgical skills at home. How do you practice? What equipment did you buy? What kind of practice do you do? Thank you very much for your reply. Thank you very much for your question, and brace yourself because the answer can be a long. So, the whole story started 2014 in a small specialized center for mainly congenital heart disease in Nasiriyah in southern of Iraq. And there I worked with this incredible surgeon who used to work as a god, and in always when we were in operation room operating on small kids, it was really difficult, in if you know cardiac surgery and congenital cardiac surgery, that's really not easy. And so, but he used to do everything, and everything worked, and he never seemed to be at unease or feeling uncomfortable, while the other surgeons used to curse all the time and shout and get angry that it doesn't work. So I thought he must have done something better or another way. So I actually asked him, so how can I be like you? How can I have these magical surgical hands? So he told me you need to practice, and not in the operation room, because by then it's too late. You need to practice at home. So how do I practice? I asked him, and he said, you take a pillow and you take some, I have here some surgical instruments. So you take some needle holder and pins, and you start practicing. And what you do is you do some square, like sewing a square, and you sew in this way, let's say heading west, and then you sew this way heading south, and then you change your hand and you start sewing east, and then you start sewing north. And when this square is complete, you start making smaller squares and smaller squares and smaller squares, and you do that every day. And that way there are only four, what do you call them in English? I keep forgetting. Only four ways to go, and your hand's gonna move itself only in four ways. So if you got all these four ways, you're never gonna have a problem. So I've tried it, and I'm gonna be honest to you, I never stuck to it, because at that time my mindset was not as good as it is right now. I'd never believed that doing small things could lead to big results. That's one thing. Another thing is, so always when I did it, at the end of it, I didn't have any more sew material. And then I had to get some from OP, and I found that it's it's not practical to always do that. And one other thing is, with the pillows, I don't know, it wasn't really easy. So I stopped, and I completely forgot about it, and I thought I'm gonna practice in the operation room, operating on patients. And years went by, and I never trained. I always had problems. I thought by the next time I'm gonna be better. I was better with the time, but it took a lot of time to get better. And every time I stood there, my hands were not really the way his hands were. And so I had problems in my life. 2019, I had fast ist Deutsch. I had, I'm not gonna say a mental breakdown, but I was on the verge of depression or burnout, and so I had to take coachings. And in these coachings, I learned about a lot about mindset and how small steps can lead to big results. That's called the domino effect. You can Google it or watch videos about it on YouTube. How a small domino can like if you do it regularly, throw a big domino out of its way. And so I thought, okay, you've gotta do something, so I'm gonna start doing something. So how I started is, show you something. So this is a box. This is a box that I use to buy groceries. I always take a box with me and I buy groceries and I put them in the box so I don't have to buy plastic bags. So the box I had that time is not like this box, but you're gonna get the idea. So I started in this box there are small holes. And so you can use your needle to go through the holes in the way, like heading west and then heading south and then heading east and then heading north. And I started to practice every day for 5 minutes. I'm gonna do more than 5 minutes, only 5 minutes. I did like 5 minutes with a needle holder and the pins in the 4 ways. When I was done, it was done. Heard some music with it. It was really incredible, but it's boring 5 minutes. But I kept discovering things. The first thing I discovered is that my left hand is really weak. The other thing I discovered is I always tend to try to hold the needle in the air, and that's really hard. So I started to fix my hand and then start holding the needle with the pins with my left hand. That goes faster and faster. And like every day I started to get to know new things and understand new things. And that was type of my part of my training. The other part of my training was to nod. It's like really important. And I always had this problem with nodding because like, especially in vascular surgery, you're not gotta sit because your nod is always on a vessel, like a vein or an artery, and if it doesn't sit, then it bleeds, and everyone sees that, and it's really like embarrassing, and it's not good. So I started to train like 5 minutes for sewing and 5 minutes for nodding. So I bought some shoelaces like this one, like 10 shoelaces, and I fixed them on this box, like 10 shoelaces, and I started to knot like I'm gonna do right now. And I've done also a video on Instagram to show you how to knot, and I also spoke about it. So I started like this, and I started knotting, like just knotting, yeah, nothing special, knotting until the shoelace was done. And I did it with 10 shoelaces. It took me 5 minutes, 5 minutes here, 5 minutes there. 3 months in, training every day, nothing happened. Yeah, I've done also other things. I didn't just start training in like surgical skills. I've done other things. But after 3 months, I got really bored and I got really whiny, and I had to talk to my mentor. And I told him, I'm working so hard and I'm not getting any results. And he told me, like, can you please calm down? How long have you done it? And I said like 3 months. And he said 2 things. First thing is bamboo tree. You gotta Google it or look for this video on YouTube about the bamboo tree in China. And the second thing he said, when some superstar plays like basketball or football, and sometimes the people who are there in the field, they are like happy and they're cheering for you, and sometimes they're like sad and they're cursing you. You don't care about them. For you is the play the most important thing. For us is the work the most important thing. The results are for others. Others are gonna see the results. You are gonna be just like in your thing, doing your thing and having their fun. So it was good, and I kept practicing. And after 18 months of practice, yeah. In the beginning, I never had any operations. I've just changed the hospital. I was new and nobody let me operate. And so I didn't really get to see the results of my practicing, but I kept doing it. And 18 months in, I'm gonna tell you just this one story. There are so many stories that I can tell, yeah, how this gave me an edge in the operation room. But I'm gonna tell you just one story. So this one time we're staying in OP and we're having this big operation, trying to implant an epsilon graft. In vascular surgery, if you know that, that's like one of the biggest surgeries in vascular surgery. And so big surgeons do that, like very specialized surgeons, not residents. And I'm standing there just watching and enjoying it, and with my with the chief of surgery, and yeah, he's having a good time, and he says, "Why don't you do this anastomosis?" And I was like, "Okay." And I've trained like for 18 months. Can you imagine? I'm not gonna think about who's there or who's watching or what the others do. I was like 100% concentrated on doing this anastomosis good, because that's what I trained for 18 months, for the past 18 months. And so I did my thing, and it was good. It was fast. For me, I could have done it faster, but I wanted to be good. And so it was okay. But it was, for everyone else in the room, it was something amazing, because I stood there, the chief was like here, and my hands were like so steady, like this moment in the film where they cut the wire, the red wires, and they were like really steady, and I did it like really fast. And so everyone was really out of their mind. How could I have done it? And sogar ist German. The chief of surgery was really amazed, and he came to me after the surgery and he told me, like, "You're really amazing, you're really good, and I'm gonna help you, and I'm gonna stand with you." So that's the result of it. I still do it. I don't do it as much as I've done it before. I take some rests, but every time when I take rest, like there are so many days I've never trained my hands, they get really sloppy and they're not so good. So I keep doing it every day so that these hands get better. One thing that I forgot to mention, I started in the last 3 or 4 months really concentrating on strengthening not only my left hand, I'm a right-handed person, but also my right side brain through using my left hand really a lot. Like I brush my teeth with my left hand. I try to write with my left hand. I try to 10-finger tipping. I try to juggle always with balls, so that I really make my left hand much stronger, or as strong as my right hand. These are the things that I did and I kept doing, and it gave me really an amazing edge in the operation room, and I feel it like every day. I'm really grateful for it, and I hope that you do it also, and that you become a great surgeon too. Thanks a lot for being here, and peace.